And today is December 18th, 2018. So I feel as though God is trying to show me that my debt that I owed to Him has been forgiven. And so as I look upon others and I desire for them to go to God and have their debts be forgiven, I have to recognize everything is according to God's timing and not my own. And I cannot require it immediately of somebody else when God was so patient with me. So be careful not to judge, cast off, or condemn somebody on the spot. Let God be the one who is in charge of all that timing. It might be different for each person. But I would be called a wicked servant if God had forgiven me of all my charges, and then I went out and demanded or required of other people to get right with God immediately when God was so patient with me. Why would I not also be patient with others who may have a whole different requirement from God? It's not understood. So why require it or demand it and become wicked in God's sight, but to just be patient for my fellow man to come to God on the terms that God has set before them. Continue to be a light and an example unto others, that they would see and know that I am living my life according to the teachings of God, and to encourage people to do the same. But if they are unwilling to receive, it's kind of like trying to plant a seed over and over again, and the seed keeps getting robbed away, the seed keeps getting stolen, the seed doesn't sprout forth. Maybe God's timing is different for them than I desire. I got to be patient to maybe let somebody else come along. Maybe there's a harvester coming, and they will harvest whatever fruit is being produced, and it's not me. So I need to back off, and let God's timing be God's timing. And maybe today I have no fruit. Perhaps, maybe there is zero fruit. But in God's timing, maybe it's from the seed of truth that the fruit comes forth, and that will justify the wisdom. It says wisdom is justified of her children. And the wisdom that I've received is, it's not my own wisdom. It's wisdom that comes from the spiritual. I believe it's from the Spirit of truth, the Spirit of God, directing and teaching me. And maybe that's true. Maybe I got zero fruit to show. Maybe that's why my debt was so large unto God. People were asking me why I was doing works to try to receive something from God. It was by faith, though, that I did those works, and just trusted God. The Spirit was leading me. So got to start somewhere. Start from a seed of truth. Maybe it was planted by the Spirit of truth, but that little seed of truth would begin to grow by faith. Even though maybe it started out as small as a mustard seed, it would grow into something much larger. As God being the gardener, the master gardener, or the husbandman that took care of this tree, he made sure that it was bringing forth good fruit, that the fruit that would come of it would be an everlasting fruit, something that was eternal. So if the Spirit of truth was sowing into the Spirit, that it would bring forth everlasting life, not things of corruption and in the flesh, things that would perish, but things that would be eternal. So the other thing that God had given me at one point was that it wasn't necessarily that I was that it was going to be understood by men what it was that I was doing. But if there was a bus heading for a collision course with destruction, judgment, and on that bus was a sleeping woman, and she couldn't save herself on her own, for she was asleep. I understood from God that everybody else on the bus departed. They were gone, and the bus was going to crash and be destroyed along with the woman. And God had given it to me that it was my responsibility to go from the back of the bus to the front of the bus and press the brake, stop the bus. So you may not understand it now. Someday maybe God will reveal it, but He's also showed me that it might be somewhat hidden from man's eyes what occurred. But it's not for my glory, but it's for God's glory. So give all glory, honor, and praise to God. In Jesus' name, amen.